friends, it's Nancy, and today we're going to continue in our frost journal, and we're going to kind of decorate the base that we made. And so I hope you're all doing well. I'm happy that you're enjoying this project. I am so excited about this. I know a couple of you had mentioned, I didn't know if you were aware that Amy does have a die cut kit in her shop now with snowmen and snowflakes. I will list that below. I think I might have listed her shop, or I know I listed the frost kit, but I'll look to and list her die cuts as well. So she does have a kit now, excuse me, with some different snowmen in it and snowflakes, if you don't have die cuts of your own that you can do. Okay, so we did the cover. I absolutely love the cover. I love my sparkle wallpaper that I found, but then you can use any kind of sparkle, paper that you can. And so let's see. We're going to turn to here right now, this pocket here that we made, this with this flap here. I just want to put a little of embellishment on here. So I have, which maybe a lot of you do have, the Dollar Tree would sell all this, and the netting with the white on it looks like snow. So I'm going to use a square of that. And if you don't have that, see what you have around, like a glimmer paper or something, So I just cut a square because I have a snowflake here that I wanted to glue on top of it here. And I just wanted to just kind of decorate that flap down. Okay, so just simple, but I think it's just going to be so pretty. So I am going to get my fabric tack, new bottle. So excited. It's always fun to use a new bottle. So I'm just going to add a little bit of this here. And get my snow paper here. And I'm just kind of putting it on an angle like that. I'm going to press that in there. So it's going to be free. I'm not, gluing it all the way down. And then my snowflake, I don't know. I still think I'm going to use my fine tip. I don't think I could get a fine, line out of the fabric tack. Oh my God, I can't talk and glue. Can you talk and glue? Because I like concentrate. And you know what's funny too, and maybe I'm not the only one, I will admit this, as I'm watching other gals and they're like putting the glue on, I stop if I'm doing something or like eating my breakfast or making something while I'm watching or whatever, I find myself stopping with my mouth open watching them. It's the funniest thing. And then I catch myself and I'm like, what am I doing? I'm concentrating with the other person putting their glue on. It's so funny. All right, I admitted that. I'm sure I'm not the only one that does that. You might do it and you might not even be aware of it. But hey, let's keep that to ourselves, okay? Keep it to ourselves. We don't have to tell anybody what we do like that, just between us gals. Okay, so I'll just try to hurry up here. I think I got glue on everything. And then with that fabric tack under there, it's going to work too. I'll get my tweezers here. Oh, I see a little glue I want to put here. So I've got glue over the whole thing here. And I'm going to put that like right here and then give it a press down. So then the fabric tack will grab too as well. And that's just a pretty little accent to go over that folded edge, don't you think? I love that. And on Amy's kit, on some of her pages, she has the name of her kit and they're in blue letters. So I cut that out and stitched around that. And we're going to put that down here. We are going to do that. So yeah, I was excited to see her word on there because, we are using Sharon's words in this journal we will be using. So Amy had one, so, and it's perfect because, you know, it's the name of her kit, but it's also perfect for this journal too. So I'm putting that word right down here like that. And I think that just jazzes up that paper really pretty. I love it. It adds a little sparkle. I got to put sparkle in here. So I love my snowflake sparkles. Okay, so there's that pocket. We've got that ready. I don't know what I'm doing here yet, so I haven't decided on this side here. And so the next thing I want to do is, let me open this up. Okay. And where is my, oh yeah, this right here, this faux pocket here, our faux pocket. I just wanted to put a giant snowflake down here. Like that's my biggest one I can make. If you don't have a big one, you can put a cluster of 2 or 3. But yeah, I want to do that. And I had that big one, so I cut it out of there. So I am going to, here we go again, glue. So what else can I tell you while I'm gluing? It's cold. Well, I think it's cold mostly where we all live. But some of us have summer, I think, right? Like maybe Australia, I'm not sure. But anyway, it's fine, you know, it's fine. So you're seeing this video today, which is Wednesday, okay? And I'm making it Tuesday morning because my husband's having surgery tomorrow today, you're seeing this Wednesday. So he's having surgery today. And so if by chance I might not have my video ready for Thursday, I could do it and have it ready for Friday, okay? So if you don't see me Thursday, it's because I will be at the hospital most of the day. And it's just like a outpatient surgery, but it's going to take most of the day. And, you know, I know he's not going to feel up to anything. So I will be waiting on him probably because he'll be kind of laying. So I will do my best to get a video up for Friday for this, okay? So just so you know, I'm not forgetting. It's just things, you know, life, you know, sometimes you got to do what you got to do, right? So, and that's something that has to be done. But we will continue. Is anybody doing like a December daily or anything? Anybody doing that? Or a prompts, not necessarily December daily, but like any kind of, I've seen a few December prompt type things out there. The problem is I want to do them all. That's the problem, but I can't. I can't do them. I don't have the time, which is kind of disappointing, but it's okay. You can only do what you want to do, you know, do what you can fit in, and, you know, try not to put the pressure on yourself. So I have to remember that. Okay, we're almost done here. We've been watching all the fun Christmas movies, and yeah, they make you smile. I enjoy them. Okay. Okay, so here's my pocket. I'm going to put this right here in the middle of the bottom part of the pocket right here. That looks good. And it's just enough to jazz that up. Now you can go further and put a word and, you know, whatever else. But I just want to keep it like this because we still have a lot more decorating to do. So let me find something to show you that, you know, it's the pocket here. Remember, we cut it on a slant. And I don't know if I didn't put the dimension where I cut this, on this side here, I measured down 3.5, made a tick mark, and on this side I measured down 5 and put a tick mark. Took my ruler and lined those 2 tick marks up and drew a pencil line that I could see, and that's before we glued this down, and then made a slit, cut it that way up to the crease here. we took the front part and glued it down. So it's like, it's a pocket, but you don't really see it as a pocket yet till we put something in it. See, it'll be a nice pocket like that. And we did 2 gussets. That was in the first video. So if you didn't get to see that yet, it's a nice pocket with room in there. So there's that. And then we are going to make a piece of we're going to make a couple other things. So the next thing we're going to do, we're going to open it up. Okay, and here's our back pocket, right? And then we made this tuck here, and then we have all this to do something on. So right here, I'm looking at my, on this here, right here, I thought it'd be fun to put a notepad, like a notepad here. So let me close this up. I want to tell you, and I have it listed below in this video, that if most of you are familiar with My Porch Prints on YouTube and their Etsy, I mean, they're very, very popular. I would think most of you would know them, but recently, like a week or 2 ago, they had something every day for a whole week. I think it was the week of Thanksgiving, and every day they would have like a sale and they would give a freebie, and very nice. So on Wednesdays, the freebie came with a couple background pages, and this was the background page, and they had it in horizontal and a vertical layout. And when I saw that, I had downloaded that, and I said, oh my gosh, I need to use this paper. I want it. So I did link their video down below of Wednesday, the day they had it, and they have a link in their description, excuse me, of where you can get this, okay? So if you want to, you might have already downloaded it if you watched it, but it is available. Very generous of them, but I think this will go perfect in this journal. So I'm going to be using this, and I also printed a page, one of Amy's pages, okay? So I'm going to make a little cascading notepad here. So I'm going to show you what I did. I printed 1 page of the snowflake and 1 page of, you can pick any of Amy's background papers. And I measured how big I wanted this. So I did this 3 inches across, just so I have nice, nice area on both sides. So these are 3 inches, and I got 3 pages. I printed the snowflake one and one of Amy's. So I printed 2 pages, and I got three of these out of each page, okay? And I didn't back them or anything. And so what we're going to do, and I just, and this is a full length. This one here printed with a white border. No big deal. I just tore the white border off. It's fine. And so I printed these, and I'm going to just alternate. I'm just going to grab a snowflake, one of Amy's, a snowflake, one of Amy's, and then a snowflake and one of Amy's. So there we go. Just kind of did that. And so what I want to do is I'm going to start, and you can see it's kind of pretty much almost the full length. So I'm going to leave the back one the full length like that, okay? And so I'm going to tear each one a 1/2 inch off. So that's the back one, okay? So I'm going to take this one, line it up at the top so I can see where it is. It already is a little short, but that's okay. Get my tear ruler, and I'm just going to tear a little bit more off. So it's going to be like a 1/2 inch difference, okay? So I'm going to just take this top one here, okay, and rip that. And so now we have like that. And then I'll take the next one, line that up at the top. It doesn't have to be 100% perfect, right? But we're gonna, and I'm gonna see where I'm gonna rip it. And I'm gonna rip it about here. I'm just gonna crease it so it's easy for me to see it. And then I'm going to grab the top one only, tear that piece and save all these pieces, because we could make a collage board with all these leftovers. So there, you see how it's becoming a cascade now, like a waterfall type deal, right? And I think it's just pretty. And then we'll finish it off and put it on there. I'll show you. All right, so I'm going to look here and do this one. Okay. Grab that one. Still keeping them together here. And then we only have 2 more to go. So I'll put this one here. Okay. And we'll do that here. Like that. Grab this one. If I can grab it. Okay, there we go. Okay. All right, and with the top one, which is so pretty with the snowflake, we're going to do that one about here. So pretty easy. And we have some really nice scraps now, so I'll put those to the side. Okay, now I'm going to just kind of gather them up. Okay, there's the top right there. And see how it's going to look. It's going to look really cute, right? But I have to jazz it up just a little bit here. So I took a strip, a 1-inch strip, and this is a little longer, so I'm going to trim it off. I took a 1-inch strip of my wallpaper, and I'm going to just kind of fold it in half, like that, by my hand. And I'm just going to make a little gathering up here. I'm going to put this over this right here, like that. And I'm just going to have it just overhang like a hair. And I know I can cut this part off, so I can do that. Let me get my scissors. And there we go. Yeah? Okay. So I'm just going to do that. Now, I'm not stapling it. I'm going to tie it. So I'm going to hold it. I'm going to put a paper clip on here because I don't want to lose my... I'm going to put a paper clip. And what I'm going to do is take my hole punch. Let's see. I'm going to use my crocodile. I'm going to use the smaller hole on the crocodile. And I'm just going to eye it about 3/4 inch in on both sides. I think we can eye that real nice, right? Yeah, pretty good. Okay, put that down. And before, I'm not taking it apart, I'm going to get some pretty ribbon that I have here. I've got this real pretty silver ribbon. And I'm going to string it through there. And we're going to tie it. If I can get it. Yep. So we have a little more glitz going on. And give yourself some enough to tie. And I'm going to just kind of cut enough off. And then we're going to string that through the hole, the other hole. And see, put a paper clip on there, otherwise I'd be losing it. Losing my papers and everything. Oh boy. Okay, there we go. Make sure that's not curled back there. And then I'm going to bring it out and make sure I have even amounts on both sides so I can tie a nice bow like that. Okay, now I can take my clip off because now it's secure. So I'm going to tie it here. Don't pull, you can snug it, you know, make it snug, but not too crazy. I'm going to tie a knot first so it holds it there. So can somebody put their finger there for me? Okay, I did it. Yay, I did it. Okay, so let's tie a bow on here. If I can tie a bow on camera. You know how hard that is, right? To do things like this on camera. Especially my nails are super short now, so I can't. Can I do a nice bow on here? Oh, okay, you can adjust it. I don't need a huge bow, but I need a nice bow. Okay, there we go. It's kind of a nice bow. And I'm just going to trim these. There we go. And then this one here, a little more. There we go. All right, so we have a nice little notepad here. Let's straighten that out. Right, is my bow centered? Kind of, yeah, there we go. Okay. Okay, there we go. So now what I'm going to do, and it's going, see her, here's our side pocket here. It's going right here on this page, right here. I am going to put glue here and over here and along just the bottom here, okay? So if you needed to change it or add something, I think you could get in there and do that then without ripping it off. Just going to put a thin line there and some over here. And that should do it. Okay, so I'm going to put it sideways so I can see what I'm doing here without, so I make sure I put it on even. So I'm going to check here. Make sure I have the same amount of room on both sides. Okay, and let me just make sure it looks good up on top. I'm looking here. Okay, I think it's where I want it. Yep. Okay, so now I can just hold it down for a second till it catches. That's pretty, right? Okay, here we go. It's okay if the bow sticks out a little bit at the top. It's not going to hurt anything, right? Okay, so now we have a nice little notepad in here, and you can even, you know, do something behind there if you want to. Okay, so far so good. I don't want my bow to be creased there. Bothers me. Okay, we'll fix that. It'll be fine because it's going to get folded anyway. All right, we're going to do another piece and from Amy's kit, and we are going to put that, so we have all this yet to do, but we got this here, so we're going to fold this back up to here, to this side here. So this is our side tuck here. This is right here what we're going to do, okay? So in Amy's kit, let me move this out. In Amy's kit, she has this. Now, you could cut this in 3 tags to make 3 tags, but what I'm thinking we're going to do, I left it together, trimmed around it, cut the middle out, and that's, I think the word frost might have been in there, I don't know, but I know she's got it on her pages. So we're going to make a little journaling booklet here, and we're going to glue, you'll see, we're going to glue it on. So cut that out, but don't, you know, don't cut that part. I'm going to move this out of the way for now, okay, so we don't get anything on it. I am going to ink this in the Faded Jeans, but I think we're going to, I don't know, let's see, let's ink it, and then we can ink the creases when we make it. I think it might be easy to put the window on while it's flat here, so I'm going to ink around the inside here. I cut this out, and I'm going to just try to, you know, do a light ink so that you can kind of see the blue. So what you're going to need for the window is maybe some clear packaging that, you know, we all save from things we order that we can make little windows out of. Or if you have some acetate that you bought, maybe. I have some packaging acetate that I have saved I don't even remember what it was, you know, how it came. I've had it for a while, and I got it out, and I said, oh my God, it's perfect for this journal. So I'm going to ink this for now. I'm going to round this corner on my small, around these corners here. Let's see how that worked. Sorry if I'm off trying to stick that in there. I might have to go a little, no, that'll be fine, because we're going to ink. So I'm just using the small. Yeah, okay, so I did those two for now. So let's just continue inking all around. Yeah, the faded jeans is like perfect for this if you have that. But if you don't, I'm sure you could find a color that works for you. I like that we can do something other than red and green. Although I love, you know, the red and green, but it's fun to do winter. I always associate it with silver, white, and blue. I think most of us do, huh? Okay. And once we fold it, we'll ink the creases and on the inside too. Like that. And okay, so we could now see I had the white on here, but it doesn't bother me because you can just give a little extra ink on that side if you want. Doesn't bother me. I just did a little extra ink and you don't even really notice it. I'm just going to do these insides here while it's flat. So I had to do some Christmas shopping in the store. It was fine. I got through it. I went early enough, so it was all right. It's fine. Okay. Don't really have to do this inside too much here because we're going to glue that. Okay, let's continue. So I have that to the side. Now we're going to put the window in. Now I have my paper cut. I know you probably can't see this, and I'm looking for something dark to show you. Here, let me get the back of this magazine. I already cut it. I had this acetate from a package, and it had like snowy stuff on it. Now you're not going to see much of it, but I'm going to use it. It's, you know, it's thin, but it's good. So I already kind of cut it, so I'm going to glue it. So cut yourself a piece of whatever you have. Yeah, see, you might see a couple, but you won't. And then we're going to glue it on there. So I'm going to put glue, not too close to the window and not too much glue so it doesn't ooze into the window. I've done that enough. I guess, you know, you just want to make sure it's on there, but it will be on there. So I'm staying like a 1/4 inch-ish away from there. And that will work. Okay, so I'm going to carefully now put this on. Because once you put it down, you don't have much wiggle room to move it. So, okay. And I cut it big enough around so I know I have enough glued on there. Okay, so just take your time with that. And it will stick. It's going to take time. Give that a minute, okay? All right. While I'm giving that a second to take and dry, I want to, this is one of the tags, on a page, one of the pages, there's like tags along the border. I think it had this one and another little one. So I'm taking the small beigey one here, and I'm gonna give that a little ink with this blue. And then I kind of hit the string part with the vintage photo here. Okay, just kind of go over that with the vintage photo, and that looks good. And then I'm going to, we're going to put this on the front. Let me just make sure that's all on there. Nice. Okay. So what we're ready to do, once that's dry and that's fine, and then we have our little tag, I'm going to score this now, okay? So I'm going to get my little scoreboard out. Oh, where's my little score tool? I don't know. Where did it fell in here? Okay. Let me find it for a second here. It sometimes falls off. Anyway, can't find it. Let me get the big one out. Only on a video. Doesn't happen any other time, right? Okay, so I didn't want to bring this big one out, but I'm going to. Okay. All right. So I'm going to take my score tool, and you can see where this needs to be scored here. Right where this is here. Okay, so I marked some dark lines in my 6-inch groove. It kind of helps line up things when you really can't see, you know. I should put a few more in there. So I'm going to I'm going to start up here. I'm lining this up here with that, and I think I'm going to be good here, right? So I'm going to score here. I'm just going slow because, you know, sometimes it goes out of the track if you go too fast with cardstock. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same on this side. Okay, that looks fine. And I printed, oh, I don't think I mentioned that. Yeah, I backed this page that has this on here with that free snowflake page. I forgot. I don't think I mentioned that to you. So Amy's page that has this on it, I backed it, printed that because this is nice writing space here, okay? So, okay, we're done with that. Okay, so we are going to fold in and make sure your edges are even. And get my bone folder out here. And give it a crease like that, okay? And then we're going to do this one here. Okay, make sure your acetate's not over your fold line. And we're going to line that one up there. And I'm holding it there. I want it lined up really nice. Okay. There we go. That's good. Now, this should fold here, in here, and if it's kind of tight in there, let's see, it should be fine. Fold it, and then we're going to give this one crease here, and it works just fine, see? So now you have a window, and when you open it, you can write here, you can put a picture in here, but when it's folded, I think I need to trim my acetate here a little bit down here. There we go. That's better. So I love that. So now we need to just a little bit of decor on here, okay? All right. So this piece here, I want to pop off here, but I want to make sure you don't see the the adhesive thing in the window. So you're going to have to put it right there, a little bit of adhesive. And I'm looking, I just have this roll of adhesive foam. Let me get my scissors that I use for this and cut a small piece like that. And I am going to put it right here so I know I'm not going to see it, and pull this off. And then I can place this how I want it because I know it's not going to show. So it's a little off, you know, it's kind of a decoration. I want to do something up here, but I think a snowflake would do well there. I'm thinking, I'm trying to see, I have a little one. I haven't cut enough out, but I think this little snowflake would be really pretty there. So I think I'm going to attach that. You can, you know, put whatever you like up there. You can put a word, you can put the word Frost up there again if you want. I think that would fit up there. But I'm just going to decorate with a little snowflake. And I like that you can see this through the window, this beautiful picture here. But I just needed to jazz it up a little here. So we're going to do that like that. Let me close this. Okay, here we go. So it's going to kind of go half off the window a little bit, but not much. All right, I'm going to put that right up here. So pretty. Yeah. Just like that. Okay, now what we're going to do is we can take our journal back right here. Okay, so like I said, we're going to attach it to this flap here, which is, you know, here's our tuck here, right? So right here on this side, we are going to attach it on here, but on 3 sides only, because this will have a pocket here, and we're going to put one of Sharon's tickets over in there, okay? So this fits perfectly on here. I'm going to glue it on about a scant ½ inch from the bottom, and then you would just center it. But like I said, just put glue here, here, and here. Okay, I'm going to use my fabric tack for this, just to make it go faster a little bit here. So I'm going to just get it on the edge. Okay. Oops. Okay. And this is such a pretty piece, right? So about a ½ inch, scant ½ inch off the bottom, and then, you know, watch your borders on both sides. It's a scant border on both sides, but it works fine. And I'm just going to hold this down. If you have any glue sticking out, check it. Okay, just checking it here. Okay. And I use this eraser to get any excess fabric tack while it's wet. Okay. All right. That looks so pretty there, doesn't it? Okay. I'm going to let that dry for a second before I stick that ticket in there. But the ticket I'm using from Sharon's kit is the North Pole train. There's 2 tickets in there. I'm going to use this one. I already used my star punch to punch December, and I punched 31 on there. Somebody's taken a nice little train ride, and I love because it has the reindeer on it, because I want to do something with reindeer. And so once this is dry, oh, I got a little more glue here. Let me get that off. Okay. Just hold that down because it is a thicker piece, so we'll just give it a second. So I think that will be it for today. I know it's a shorter video, but I don't want to bombard you with so much, and then it's easier for me to to go slower a little bit on this one because we have a little extra space. The tags, I'm still going to do book page tags, and I'll show you those. And it's pretty much whatever size. I'll put that in there in a second. Let me get the tags and show you. I did fold, I just took book page, a nice book page, and folded it in half, left the rough edge, and I stitched around them. So, and I kind of measured just my opening. So once again, this one will go in here. We'll make one for there, right? And then we're going to make one for this pocket here. So that one's going to be there in this pocket here. Okay, just so you know, that one goes in there like that. And then in this pocket here, no, was I putting in that one? Yeah, I think I was putting this one in here. Yeah, this one goes in this one. I was making a tag for there. And then this one goes in here. So if you want to go ahead and get your book page tags ready, if you're going to make book page tags, you can get your book pages ready for that, okay? So that's what we're going to do on those. I know Amy has tags, so we're probably going to be incorporating some of those too. But I like I said, I like the book page because they are thinner, and even though we're going to put a backing and a front on them, they are just like perfect for this journal, I think. So, but you don't, make the tags how you want. Okay, so this should be on here dry enough, right? Okay. All right, so get that little bit of glue off there. Okay, so now we have, I'm going to put this train ticket behind it, and it fits really nice in there. And you can put it like crooked or whatever you want to do. So now we have the train ticket behind this piece, and you see it's nice and flat. And whoops, I got a little stick there, huh? And so, whoop. So then you open it, and you have a pretty window. You don't see the adhesive there, and you have a nice writing space here. Okay. All right, friends. So that's it for today. So we made this. We made the notepad. We decorated the front of our secret pocket here, and then we put a cute little thing there with Amy's frost. So far it's looking really good, don't you think? I think so. So I'm going to fold that in. Let's see, we do it this way. There. That's where our signature is going to go here. And we still have a lot more decorating to do. So thanks so much for hanging with me, and I will see you in the next video. Have a nice day. Bye.